I just wanted to know that, they say that the question between free will and destiny. So you are born, and then you go through this life, and but through this life you take certain decisions, right? Now you are taking those decisions on your own. It's like a
Yeah.
so, and then when you take some decisions, some are good, some are not so good. So when they're not so good, you look back and say, why did I do it? So I've always tried to understand that is whatever experiences you have to go through or whatever has to happen with you in life, that will happen. Or is it that your free will takes a decision and then it takes you down that road, good or bad?
Okay. So this is a question of free will versus destiny. Okay. Now you need to understand free will versus destiny. In life, uh, let us say you get into a car. Okay. So when you get into a car, you're going for a certain destination. You cannot get down from the car in between, right? You need to keep going. Maybe you have some twists and turns you can take, okay? But in general, your direction is set. That's how, in general, our direction is set when we take a body. Okay, we may have some turning around, avoiding some mishaps. Okay, probably we can change our mind and change our direction also. So you can think our body and mind is a vehicle. The body and mind is a vehicle. So certain limitations are there for the vehicle, or certain characteristics are there for the vehicle, whether it's intelligence, whether it's physical structure, and all those things we cannot alter. And you have to operate within that parameters. Okay, so within that parameters, some tendencies will develop in us. And where did the tendency come? Some things came from parents, some things came from society, something came from your inborn urges. So these are all what we call as your initial starting point. And initial starting point will, by and large, will determine the way direction you are taking journey also. So the destiny, when we say destiny, is what we are today. What you are today is your destiny. Okay. What you do tomorrow is your free will. What you are today at this point of time in journey of life,
Yeah,
where you are
yeah,
is called destiny.
yeah.
Okay. In your journey, you can be at certain point. That what brought you there is called destiny. What decision or what direction you take at that point is called free will. Okay, now for example, you are here. This is your destiny to be here today at this point of time. Now you have certain momentum going forward, right? In life, you have certain direction and momentum. Will not change that momentum or direction unless something changes. So the free will is exercising that change of whatever change we bring in because of whatever reason. Normally, we don't bring in changes; it will go on in certain fashion. So that is free will. Uh, okay, destiny is what you did yesterday, the experience of that you are having today. Free will is what you are going to do today and which will become your destiny tomorrow.
That's karma, basically.
That's correct. Destiny is not different from karma. Okay. Now the free will itself is bounded. It's not that we have unlimited free will. The free will is based on the thoughts which we have, the concepts which we have, which is already anyway structured already, right? It's I can't have unlimited free will. Theoretically, theoretically, you or me can become anything. Okay, for example, I can become a prime minister of India, or I can become something. You can become something. But practically, we can't become because our existing backlog or existing mental structure will limit that free will, right? So the free will is theoretically is infinite, but practically it's limited. Okay, limited by what? Limited by conditioning, our upbringing, our physical structure, our mental attitudes, our societal environment. It is limited. Okay, it's not. But theoretically, anybody is free to become anything. The free will is not free to the extent we visualize for practical application. Okay, so now that is considered. That's because we identify with our body mind structure. We identify with the vehicle what we have. So the moment you are able to separate yourself from the vehicle, you become the driver of the vehicle, but not the vehicle itself. Then your free will becomes opens up more. So, for example, I mean, I'm just giving you an example. Okay, you are considering yourself as a woman, hmm? Right? So now, the moment you say I'm a woman, certain aspect of life closes to you, and certain aspect of life opens to you. Life is 100, let's say 360-degree. If you consider yourself as a woman, some aspect of life is open, some aspect of life is closed for you because you are a woman. Because if you are a man, then some aspect opens up and some aspect closes. Suppose you are neither man nor woman, but you are using the body of a man or woman, then your degree of freedom is more. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hmm? So that is if you consider yourself as Atma, the self, who is not the body, who is not the mind, who is not the intellect, who is the driver of the body, mind, intellect. The, okay, so then your degree of freedom increases. Still, it's limited by body, but you are no longer limited by the limitations of the body. I mean, I'll give you some extreme examples. Okay, I mean, just these are very what I'm saying. Just one example comes to mind. There was a queen in Karnataka. She was actually abducted. Rather, she was forced to marry a king. Now, while forced to marry a king, she had to accept it. But she said, "I will do that. I'm okay," because otherwise her parents would be tortured. So, but only thing is, you can't restrict me by doing my puja of Shiva. Okay, her name is Akka Mahadevi. So the king agreed initially, but then one day he disturbed her puja. She got wild. She just threw off her clothes. She stood naked in front of the court. Now you tell, you are marrying me because of my body. I'm not a body. I'm not a mind. I'm not a woman. I'm Shiva. Now stop me. For a king, such a embarrassment. Queen standing in front of the court and naked and throughout her life, she walked naked. Okay? If you think yourself as a woman, you can't do that. She's never thinks she's a woman. She thinks she's Shiva himself. So your self-identity determines what you do in life. Either it poses limitation or it opens up with challenges, it opens up with new things, depending on what your self-identity is. The self-identity of each of us is real self-identity is the self, which is Shiva, the consciousness. But we identify the body and mind becomes limited beings, that becomes Jiva. Okay. Now the free will opens up when you find your real identity. Till that point of time, free will gets restricted by the previous load of choices what you have made. And that's what we call destiny. Does it clarify anything?
But the thing is that so whatever is happening to you is already determined for you before and through your past free will.
Through your past free wills, you have taken a choice. Now, anytime when you take a choice, you are dropping something and choosing something. Right? For example, let's say you want to become a doctor. Immediately, you are thrown out the option of becoming an engineer. A part of the free will you have already given up. Okay, you have become a doctor, right? So, and you have given up the option of becoming engineer, lawyer, or anything else. So that means the moment you make a choice, a larger part of the free will you are giving up. Okay, and it's a choice you have made.
Yeah.
The moment you choose something, you had a free will, you had multiple options. So out of 10 options, he said, I'll choose one. That means you dropped 9, which means degree of freedom reduced to 1. In that one, something opened up.
Yeah.
Every time you call it free will. Every time you open up a choice,
Right.
okay, you are giving up a part of your free will.
Yes. We would never think of it like that. We think we are the creators of our.
You are. You are.
In a way,
Yeah.
like you're saying, you've given up already. Anything else that was possible?
Anything else was possible. See, the best example I give you is legs are there for walking, right? So the moment you decide to walk, you lift your left leg, but you cannot lift your right leg. Both legs are used for walking. The moment you lift your left leg, right leg is fixed. Okay, you cannot lift both of your legs. You can lift one at a time. So what happens is when you are exercising free will, you have to give up so many things which was supposedly free will.
As long as you're identified, you will be making choices.
Correct. Okay, and these choices, every choice you make restricts your free will in certain degree and opens up something new. But the choices which you made was not really free. The choices which were made, even though you call it free, it is not free. It is based on your social conditioning, your family conditioning, your all baggages you carry. That's what karma. But one day you are able to drop this baggage, then really new free will opens up. Okay, that's what's called self-realization.
We were having a long discussion last night about all these things.
Huh. So does it make sense what I'm saying? So
so supposing your destiny is to reach London or Bombay or whatever, and you say that okay, that's your destiny, but you don't know it. So when you take the decision to become an engineer and not a doctor and all that, so if you become an engineer and you get a job, blah, 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 you reach there. So if you had not become the engineer, you become let's say an architect or something else, then also will you reach this place, but just through a different route because this was your destiny.
So no, the destination and destiny will separate it out. What you are speaking of is destination. The destination and destiny, they are slightly different connotations. So destination is you are speaking of end goal. Destiny is where you are on that particular point of journey. So now you are saying you take this journey, this route, or you take this route. Are you reaching the same destination? Is the question. Okay. Now, what is the destination for anybody? For a person who is born, death is the destination. Right?
So you reach there anyway.
Okay. That's alternate, of course. Okay. For a person who is born, death is a destination. But for a person who is born, become free from birth and death is another destination, which is called self-realization. Okay. You understand?
So the children that are born to you and the family that you are born in, or the person you marry, or your brothers and sisters, these are already pre-decided?
Are pre-decided based on your impressions and karmic linkages.
All of these relationships.
That's why you get attracted. That's why you get connected. Something in that person attracts you. What is that something is you got some impressions, some residual impressions.
So as long as you have karmic connection, things that you need to overcome, you'll be with that person. When the work is done,
It'll become free.
It'll become free, and then new things can be attracted for another lesson.
Take this thing. You are in Bangalore. Okay, you don't know me, I don't know you. She is in London. She doesn't know me, I me. What makes us three people sit together here? Okay, so there is a impression of spirituality. There is a seeking of spirituality, which makes us a meeting ground. So similarly, every aspect of us, there is some amount of impressions which will drive us, residual impressions. And those impressions may not be visible very clearly, but that's what makes people attract each other, talk to each other, and hate each other.
For no reason you hate someone.
Yeah.
For no reason you like someone.
So your question is, from whatever point we start, will we reach the same destination? 100% yes. Death is the destination of everybody. And for a person who is died, rebirth is a destination anyway. But only some people in this can come out of this route of death and birth and become self-realized and become free.
Free of this death and
birth. That's called self-realization. So if anybody starts from any point, will they reach self-realization? No. Okay, it requires certain amount of again the conditioning, deconditioning, become free. So a conscious effort is required. Will everybody become self-realized in the long run? Yes. In the very, very long run, everybody becomes self-realized. Everybody's destination is that after many births, it is destined. But in this birth, in a short one birth, everybody self-realized? No.
I love the way you explain it. It's so clear. It's very lovely. So, the Kundalini Shakti. Now, I didn't know anything about it till it happened. And it goes on for years and years and years. And I don't know where the end is. It's just, at every step, there is an opening, there is an expansion, and it's beautiful. And then the work continues, and then there could be another expansion.
That's how
More
it is.
and more opening.
That's how it is.
And there are a lot of physical symptoms, which is not important, but what the internal the consciousness that keeps evolving, and how
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you the context of Kundalini.
Right.
Okay. The universe. What is the basic stuff of the universe?
Consciousness.
Consciousness. Okay. But that's not apparent here. The wall, this table. So how do you say it's consciousness?
Well, how do I say it's consciousness? Because that's the very essence out of which it is manifestation.
Manifestation. Everything what is manifest is Shakti. Okay. From which it is manifest is Shiva. Okay. Shiva is unmanifest. Shakti is manifest. Shakti is in modern language energy. Okay. Everything is energy. Now, is energy different from consciousness? Energy is also consciousness, but energy apparently is different because I'm able to see object, I'm able to see the light, I'm able to see the table, everything I'm able to see. So the seen aspect is there and seer aspect is there. Okay, I will call it as mother and the father. The mother and the father. Okay, these are the two aspects. What is not seen is the father. What is seen is the mother. Very clear? So this is actually beautifully explained by the story of Ganesha. Okay, Ganesha, you remember know the story of Ganesha, right? Ganesha, the Parvati was there. She is a daughter of Parvata Raja. Parvata Raja in this thing means mountain, which means matter. She is the Shakti. So she creates a boy and asks him to guard her palace. Now, the boy is not able to recognize the father, Shiva, because he is born out of the mother. Okay, he opposes Shiva, and Shiva cuts his neck, and then a new neck is placed, which is elephant neck. Okay, now he is able to recognize Shiva. So the beginning stage of all of us is recognition of the mother, not recognition of the father. Okay, that's how we are living. This is actually metaphorical in a sense of the story of every living being.
Right.
Okay, every being. Every living being is born out of Mother Shakti, Parvati. Okay, we have a physical structure. Okay, everything is physical in nature, which is made up of matter and energy. And obviously, we recognize only energy. We don't recognize consciousness.
Yeah.
So let's say the boy falls in love with girl, and somebody falls in love with the car. Everywhere we are falling in love with the object, which is mother, some aspect of mother. Now we are stuck with that object consciousness all our life. And when we're stuck with object consciousness all our life, we are also stuck with subject consciousness, self identity. Self identity: I am a man, woman, so and so. All this self identity we are stuck. Now it's very difficult to come out of this self identity. Okay, self identification is very strong and deeply embedded. What's your name? You said.
Anjali.
So your name is not Anjali. You are stuck with the name Anjali. What was your name?
Got me there.
The consciousness has no name.
No name.
Okay, you're stuck with a name called Anjali.
Yeah.
You're in dream.
I'm just pretending to be.
No, I'm saying in deep sleep. Deep sleep.
There's no
Deep
Anjali.
sleep. No. Deep sleep. I'll come here. Shiva. I'll say. You won't wake up. Anjali.
Yeah.
It goes deep into consciousness. Our identities.
Yeah. I should try that. Someone
Right.
should come and wake me up. Say Shiva.
Shiva. Your identity is Shiva.
Yeah.
You say I call Shiva.
Yeah.
Anjali. Why? That Anjali identity has gone deep into consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So what happens is our identities get sink into our subconscious.
Right.
And that's what we respond to. And that's what we deal with the world.
Mm.
Now this is who is creation. This is the mother's creation. This is Maya. This is illusion. Okay, because we are not the identity. We cannot be the identity. So for a long time, this or for maybe thousands of years or millions of lifetime, it will continue. This identity will continue.
Mm.
Okay, and this what is the Maya or the illusion. In English, you call this matrix. I don't know if you've seen these matrix movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the illusion of being a identified as a body mind complex.
Right.
That's what Shiva, the part of this first child is. Now, at some point of time, there's a inward journey, which is actually where you say that, oh, I may not be this limited identity, I may be something else. So the limited journey takes in two ways.
Mm.
One is called through path of knowledge, and other is path of energy, Shakti.
Mm.
Jnanapat and Shaktipat.
Right.
Understand?
Yeah.
So Jnanapat is
The inquiry.
no, somebody tells you, or you, some person who is a great being tells you, hey, why are you considering as a woman or a man? You are not, you are a self, Atma. Some that Jnana comes.
Yeah.
This one part.
Yeah.
Then there is a path called Shaktipat, which is the energy movement.
Mm.
Okay. So there are two paths. Now both will take you inward journey.
Yes.
Now inward journey opens up many dimensions because they're all over lifetimes we have acquired so many identities, so many experiences. So some of these are opened up. These are all typically centered around spinal cord, what they call as chakras.
Yeah.
So as the Kundalini starts a journey, the journey was earlier towards the Muladhara, which is base, because it keeps us rooted to the world. So the journey starts in a reverse way towards the Sahasrara, which is Shiva.
Yes.
So in that process, a lot of things opens up.
Mm.
Now, when it opens up with different layers of consciousness, different understanding of life, different intuitions,
Yeah.
okay, memories, many things will open up. So now, this is the beginning, but this is not the end. The culmination is recognition of Shiva,
Yeah.
like Ganesha recognizes the Shiva.
Yeah.
So then what happens when Ganesha recognizes the Shiva?
Mm.
He gets an elephant head,
Mm.
sharp eyes,
Mm.
big ears. Okay, the teeth represents penetrating ability.
Mm.
Okay, all sense organs magnified.
Mm.
In every aspect of creation, you're able to recognize the Shiva, the consciousness.
Right.
It's not a intellectual understanding, it's an intuitive understanding of Shiva. So that's not the end actually. Then you recognize Shiva and Shakti are one,
Mm.
which is called Advaita, non-duality.
Yes.
So journey starts from Shakti,
Yeah.
okay, goes into inner regions because Shakti as it starts moving, the mind, different layers of mind opens up because mind and energy are related and different experiences, different openings happen.
Yeah.
So then that leads to further self-awareness. Self-identity starts dropping.
Mm.
The strongly held self-identity starts dropping.
Mm.
Then ultimately, eventually, it settle down in an identity called Shiva, which is witness consciousness.
Mm.
Okay, but that's not the end.
Yeah.
The witness is what your father is, and energy is your mother.
Mm.
So, in a part of the energy you consider as your identity,
Mm.
now that identity becomes different. That leave into just a Shiva identity.
Mm.
Now you're seeing from Shiva point of view. So then you see Shiva and Shakti are one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the divine marriage.
Yeah.
So that's called non-duality. So it culminates in the non-dual experience, non-dual life.
Right. And that takes time to stabilize because there are still the old little
Ah,
conditioning which may just pop up for a moment, but then this is always present, the awareness is always present.
Correct.
And the ego, the identity, which just suddenly gets, but sometimes it raises its head and it is recognized instantly.
Yes, yes.
You know, and then it subsides. And, then,
Correct.
and it's there for living in life.
Yeah, yeah, right.
From how did I come here? I needed a little bit
Yeah,
of that.
obviously.
So, yeah, so my question is really because, like I said, for many years the journey has continued. So, my identity from a woman changed to a man. So all the opposites have gone through back and forth till you realize they're both one. And actually, it just merges, it's zero. And all the chakras, you know, have opened up. I had a huge heart expansion, which I was paralyzed for about, I don't know, an hour, where it was like cosmic consciousness. I was the universe, you know, it was a journey in the universe. It was beautiful. Then you come out of it. And then more, like you said, you know, the senses get sharp, the intuitiveness, past lives were seen, many, many lives. Um, and and then the journey continues, you know, the throat and above. So the glimpse of Shiva, of being Shiva, and seeing before time and space, you know, where everything was seen as itself. You know, so from that perspective, you have seen, and and that was it, and everything changes after
It
that.
changes.
You know, you fall in love with everything,
Yes.
and you know it's energy. You know, this is not solid. That is also seen. You know, the body has disappeared.
Yes.
And then slowly, like pixels, you know,
Yeah.
like the matrix, the body comes.
Yes.
And this happened when I'd gone for Vipassana meditation about 5 years ago, when I literally sat back and I was like, I study a bit of science and quantum and all that, and what you study has been experienced as energy. Nothing is solid, it's all waves.
Correct.
And the moment, you know, you see, observe something, it becomes solid, it becomes
That's
a
right.
particle.
That's it.
So, so what I want to actually, I don't really have a question, but what I'm experiencing is this, you know, suddenly, say somebody insults me, you know, and the ego rises there, and it's immediately observed.
I understand.
Immediately it's observed, and it may last 5 minutes.
No, no,
When it used to last
No,
5
you don't
days.
have to give me explanation. The moment you say that, I understood that. Okay,
Okay.
I understood. So basically,
You know which point in my journey
I understood exactly because I mean it requires just a hint for me. That's sufficient. I understand.
Yeah, I understand you understand. Right. So
That's understand.
it's just a question of tuning, find it stabilizing, right? And
See,
that can go on
see, this
and
is
on.
actually what you say. Okay, one is that change of identity, finally realizing the identity with the Shiva.
Yeah,
Okay, then union of Shiva and Shakti. That's how the journey is.
yeah,
So once you have stabilized in at least Shiva consciousness, understood Shiva consciousness,
right.
this will happen. Ego comes up
Yeah,
for because the body has still some tendencies. Okay, it's not that body's tendencies are not wiped out.
right.
Okay, body and mind.
Yeah,
What is wiped out is a part of the mind which stop you from self realization. That part got out,
so all the psychological drama is gone.
is gone, understood. But what happens is that residual tendencies will be there.
Right.
That will create a little bit,
Yeah, it's like a
little blip.
blip.
But then it will go back. Okay.
Yeah.
So what has happened is that by and large, okay, that the basic blocks which are stopping you from self-realization, that's gone. It's called prarabdha karma.
Right.
And prarabdha karma, and part of the karma
Right.
blocks your self-realization. So that part is gone.
Right.
Now what's remaining is the residual part which is not blocking self-realization.
Right.
Okay, which is anyway irrelevant.
Right.
Some anger comes, some anger comes.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's not important.
it's not important.
No.
So that's actually the way example which is given in the scriptures is there was a rope. Okay, so somebody saw the rope
And snake.
and snake, mistaken snake.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you put a light. Now rope is there.
Right.
Now again you see a snake appears to be there,
Yeah.
but you are not no longer afraid.
No.
Okay, so this is first level. Now the misconception is gone.
Section is
Yeah.
gone.
Next level, somebody burnt this rope.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
let's put the fire. So then that So rope will have still there'll be a powder, but still it has a rope shape. So this is actually what you call as burnt ego, which has a after self-realization. Okay, which has some shape.
Yeah.
It has, but it is not really solid.
Right.
Okay, it is a powder.
It's disintegrated.
This is shadow.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Okay to have.
Okay.
Okay. So for that you need to understand. I understand where you are coming from, the question. So this is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
Okay. So that's because of your what you say that your prarabdha karma has certain aspects, something to take care in life. So for that something is required, little bit. Otherwise, what happens is you'll become secluded.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still have to live in the world, have a family, and blah.
Right. So that's why there are 4 stages of relation. So what we call Brahmavid, Brahmavara, Brahmavarenya, and Brahmavarishta. So in case of a first stage, which is called Brahmavid, they are not four are not different. Okay, they are same internally,
Yeah.
but externally they have symptoms, different symptoms.
Okay.
So why the different symptom is there? Because of your prarabdha karma. Probably you have to take care of family or something. Okay, from that perspective, external symptom will be there. For that, some amount of residual this is required. Okay, otherwise what will happen? You will become completely inoperable in the world.
Right.
You understand?
I feel slowly I'm getting there.
I'm already there.
No, but you're saying holding a job.
I'm getting out.
You are getting out.
I mean, I know
And it's happening on its own.
absolutely.
There is-
No, no,
You
no.
are not
So
doing it.
that karma gets burnt out now.
Yeah.
See that residual karma,
So your responsibilities, and
all
everything
those things,
start falling away.
everything will fall away.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens is that Brahmavid stage, the person is nobody knows that this person knows something, but internally he knows that this is what Shiva is, this is what Shakti is.
Right.
Okay. He is interacting with the world in a beautiful way.
Right.
So this is what Krishna was.
Yeah.
Life of Krishna is fully actual.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he has nobody know except some people who know. He is nobody who knows that.
Yeah.
From that stage to a stage of Ramana Maharshi, which is called Brahmavarishta.
Okay.
So there he cannot function in the society
Yeah.
because that residue which is there, it has come to
An end.
end. Okay. But in all from this stage, which is fully active to completely inactive, the internal understanding is same. But what has happened is the fuel which is there
Yeah.
in the
Gets
body,
burnt.
the fuel is getting burnt.
Getting burnt. Right.
Understand?
Right. Yes. Yes. And it happens. I mean, anyway, the identity goes. So, like I say, I have no choice today. It's the choices are made, and all I have to do is follow
Correct.
that choice. So there are no choices
That's right.
anymore.
No, when you say I,
Yeah, it's just a way of saying it.
that I is actually if you are referring to the
Not-
body and mind,
Yeah.
so that's a I.
Yeah.
Okay, that has no choice.
Yeah.
The consciousness has never bound
Yeah. It's always existed.
existence.
So it's very hard to live in a family and try to explain this to people.
No,
So that's
no,
that's
no,
the
no,
hard
no,
part.
no,
Like, I have a husband.
nobody can
He doesn't
understand.
understand.
See,
And I cannot.
I will tell you
explain to him.
whatever you are speaking,
Yes.
not one person in a billion can understand.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because I have faced this problem.
Yeah.
Okay, I try to understand my experiences because in India, a lot of people will get across so-called spiritual, so-called masters.
Right.
It was to my shock that not a single person is able to understand because they don't have inner experience.
Yeah.
It's more of a bookish knowledge.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it won't help.
No.
So your husband or your family, unless they are evolved, they cannot understand.
Yeah.
My wife understands because my wife and my children they do understand.
Okay.
Whereas my mother, nobody can understand.
Right.
Okay, so what happens is that the inner spiritual experiences are very difficult to understand and communicate unless that other person has gone through that.
So the same thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
That's fine.
So the issue here is that residual karma is keeping you holding on to this structure. Otherwise, that residual karma gets burnt out, then you will not be able to hold on.
And then whatever happens, happens, right? And also, what I'm finding is my breath suddenly stops.
Yeah, that's okay. The mind stops, but
The mind stops, the breath stops, right? And then suddenly the mind comes back and says, "Oh, not breathing," and the breath will start.
That's right.
Right? And suddenly, like everything just disappears. It's like going in a trance, and I could be sitting there for a long time. and feeling beauty and
Absolutely.
yeah, I can't explain it. So I guess I don't know. So I'm just sharing it with you,
No, no.
and by talking, I am understanding.
I'm perfectly. I mean, I mean, you are perfectly. I mean, I understand every bit of your experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're perfectly. I mean, this is the right thing.
Right. Right. So there is nothing to do.
Nothing.
There is nothing to do. Right.
Nothing.
You just live life as it comes every day, and that's all. There's nothing to do, right? Right. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad I'm here. Want to ask more questions?
See, these experiences are. There are very, very few people who can really understand this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you get these experiences? Like,
So this is actually.
is it all?
That's why I say it's grace. Bhagwan ki kripa. That's the only thing, grace. See, the thing is, I mean, if you ask a blind person what is light, he'll never be able to communicate. Then one day, doctor operates his eyes and he sees light. Then you say, what is light? He says, this light. And how do you know? Because of the doctor. So, what experience I have gone through in my life absolutely has nothing to do with me. All that I can say is it's grace.
But
Because
how did you like get into like how did you start training? Because you are living in the real world.
so the thing is, I didn't want. It is not that I desired something.
You didn't go. You didn't go looking for it.
I didn't go, but instinctively I had attachment. So see, that's why your question.
It's really suffering in life in the beginning. No.
My journey was like a step by step. Everything was like I mean, it is like I was like a ripe this thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I write here.
Yeah.
Why these things happen is
I think this book will explain.
I mean, I never, I don't write here personal experience, okay? It's I made my personal experience impersonal experience. Impersonal. I use the Shiva's only language to explain.
And everybody can relate to that, right? They can see it in their own
Yeah.
life. Yin and yang, my symbol.
So, yeah, whatever at that point of time, I could, yeah, I could put together very quickly because I'm a very busy person.
So you wrote this book as soon as you had the experience?
No. This I wrote as a gratitude to Shiva when I went to Kailas Mansuru.
But before you had your experience?
I had my experience in the age of 27.
27.
Yeah, I'm 52 now.
Okay. That's another thing in my, it's the inner voice that one hears.
Yeah.
Right? When I had these cosmic experiences, there was also a voice which told me, nobody will know you. You will not write any books.
Yeah.
You will just remain in the shadows and help in your own way. Whatever needs to happen will happen.
Sure.
And nobody will know.
Yeah.
That was.
I know.
So
I know now.
Yeah.
I'm no. I have exception.
Yeah. But like you said, you're not a big name, right?
I could be.
You have to make up your mind whether you are or not.
I'm saying nobody knows is not true. Nobody who doesn't know the self knows not,
Yes.
which is bulk of the population.
Okay. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Okay. What was the question? Your question was answered.
Okay, your question is how does this happen?
Did I get my water?
You want water? You can have water here.
Yeah, water in the
No, I don't.
You can take. This is filter water.
Okay.
Okay. Of course, depending on.
But this is yours, no?
Yeah, I have another
You
can.
have some. Thank you.
So how does it happen? Is there's no way I can know what is beyond, and there's like no way somebody who is blind can know what is light. You can read explanation of light, but you have no clue what is it. Okay, I was like a blind man, no clue whatsoever of this any of these, absolutely no clue. Okay, and there's no way I can know it also, even though I have a I read so many things about Kundalini and all. They're all very remote and some concepts.
Yeah.
But so I was, God has been very graceful to me. Very young age, I got attracted to yoga. Okay, as asana. Very young age.
Yeah.
So, and when while other people are getting attracted to cricket and all, I used to search for masters in yoga, learned intense yoga practices, yoga, pranayama, dhyana, samadhi, to the extent whatever they can teach.
Yeah.
I had a really good master. So learned it for 10 to 12 years. Intense practices in the morning, every day. Get up at 4:30, take cold water bath, do yoga every day, 7 days a week. Master that asanas. Just focuses that I get attracted to that. Simple. There's nothing
It just came very naturally.
naturally. So that was probably had ripened my nervous system, the body mind complex for all this thing. Then I've been a student and studying and coming from a very hard family background, working, studying for my masters in IIT. Very intense. A very hectic life. So I dropped yoga also after some time because of the pressures. And then I joined a job where this is job, it's R&D job. Then the job was more of a research and building up a telecommunication system for India, which is one of the largest projects. I put my heart and soul into it. I was always thinking that I'm doing something for my country. Okay. So initial part of mine was a hatha yoga. Now suddenly it became a karma yoga, which I didn't know. Okay. All these words and all I didn't even know.
Right.
All that I was doing is my work itself became worship. Okay. I was working for 7 days a week, no holidays, no festivals, continuously working, thinking that this is service, I'm doing service for my country. And that became the largest project in India for telecom. I got awarded and more. Several years of continuous effort and no other distraction, only focus work became a worship. So that became a karma yoga. So what happens is that probably the hatha yoga prepared my body mind complex nervous system. Karma yoga purified my karmic impressions.
Right.
So without knowing,
Right.
unseen hand.
You just had an easy dealt hand. Not easy, but
Ah,
very straight and clean and
clear,
pure.
but not knowing, I didn't know anything.
Not
Okay, the one day I was sitting for my morning puja, then suddenly there was a rush of energy. Suddenly, this final God energy started rushing to my head. I was doing chanting Gayatri mantra. Then I opened my eyes. Suddenly, everything had become oneness. The wall, the sky, the plants, the animals, the living beings. I had seen oneness. Oh my God! I started crying. My whole hair started rising. Oh, this is some. It's like a person who is blind suddenly seeing light. Okay, how delighted you will be now. Oh, it's a completely altogether experience which shattered your concept of your individual self.
there is no dividing line. The subject, object,
Collapse.
everything becomes
Collapse.
part of one.
A bird flutters. I feel I am fluttering. I am fluttering. Okay. I was a manager. A manager. Okay.
Yeah.
Very hard project. Very complex project. There used to be daily fights. We used to sit in round table, and one person, this is not happening, that's not happening, they're shouting, and I'm wondering, I am the one who is speaking. I'm the one who's complaining. I'm the one listening. It's like everything is one plus one.
Is that a constant experience?
Yeah.
Right now, you feel you're
No. I'll tell you.
talking.
This happened for me,
Yeah.
almost 1987 to 2004.
Yeah.
It's a constant experience.
Constant.
2004.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, here what happens, sir? That experience has to be tested in life circumstance. It should not be isolated. So what happened was suddenly I started understanding everything about scriptures. All these Upanishads, the Veda, Purana. Without this thing, I started knowing the intuitive meaning of that.
Yeah.
And whatever these guys are sitting in stages and are talking, only the superficial meaning.
Yeah.
That depth started striking me.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I started studying all these subjects. All this karma and only I understood that time. Oh my God, this is what karma is. Like that I understood. Then some students started coming and I started teaching them.
Right.
It's not that I invited them.
Right.
Somebody came, I explained like that. It just went on and started becoming a group.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what happened is I started a business of my own. I was very successful as a technologist. I started a business of my own. It went up. And suddenly during 2001 technology downturn, it fell, collapsed. Everything in my learning, my life went up. My savings, my everything went up. I became a pauper. In addition, there are a lot of creditors. Then in India system is very messy. Corruption, police, court.
Yeah.
Absolutely, my peace and joy was not disturbed at all. Somebody comes and shouts at me, four-letter word, God is coming. Okay. God alone is giving some this thing, He is alone is coming and shouting at me. Okay. It is like a stage where people can't understand why this fellow is such a calm in this circle, they can't understand.
Yeah.
Then it went on for like this. So this actually, so first stage of my life was what do you call Hatha Yoga. The second stage of life was called Karma Yoga. The third stage of life is called Bhakti Yoga. Now I have started seeing connectedness in everything. Okay, which is actually is called what we call God relation or cosmic relation, cosmic consciousness. But that's not the final stage. Okay. So then I had a doubt. Is this the final?
Yeah.
Then I started talking to many people
Yeah.
who are the masters. And to my disappointment, none of them can understand what I am speaking of. Okay. They are not able to clarify. Then I did my own research, started. Okay. Then I came to understand what it is. Then it is not the final stage. So then I went to another master called Ajja, which is Ajja means grandfather. He is no longer there. He's 93-year-old. So at that time, when I met him, so then he taught me self-inquiry. Okay, who am I? So you are having this experience. Okay, you are having this thing. Who is that? So the moment I asked that, that I collapsed. No longer I am lost. There's nothing is there. Okay.
I've had that question when I since I was a kid.
Ah.
I had big questions when I was very little. And when you have questions, one day they do get answered.
Yes.
It takes the journey to the answer.
Actually, I didn't have this question.
Yeah.
I knew only that.
Why they come this way?
No,
or this way?
what I'm saying
Get
is,
there.
till that point of time, I'm having such a good, joyful life. Everything is one, everything is divine, flowing.
Yeah.
So, when there is a experience,
Yeah.
there is a experiencer. The experience is God, experiencer is yourself. Okay? Now, after this, my Ajahn, he taught me self inquiry. The experience is God. Experience is God. Then what remains is pure silence, absolute silence. Okay, and what happened was my experience of life changed. So experience of life is everything what I see with my eyes. I can recognize it as Maya. Okay, to give an example, let's say you go to a 3D movie. Okay, and you're watching and you're seeing that live characters coming out, but you know very well that it's a play of shadow and light. So during Bhakti stage, everything was real and God. During the Jnana stage, everything is just shadows. Okay, whatever you see is shadows, shadow play. Okay, and it's not real. I see meet you people, but they're all like dream characters. Okay, so this is what I call Shiva stage, from Shakti to Shiva. So is this the final? That was option. The Shiva and Shakti also integrated.
Yeah.
Okay, so the moment it integrates, what happens is that this life is neither unreal nor real, neither God nor God. It's existence. And what happens is that a lot of what they call as throughout the body and this thing, there is a showering of what they call as bliss. Every cell of the body experiences that pranic energy showering. So it becomes like you are one with the existence. You are fully awake, and you are neither treating something as Maya or something real. You are there,
You're just
there as it is.
So this the dropping of Amrit.
Mm.
At what stage does that come?
That's when both integrate. Shiva and Shakti get.
So at some point, I was feeling this sweet taste.
Mm.
This is about 4 or 5 years ago,
Mhm.
and it comes anytime, like till today. Just that feeling of sweetness in my mouth.
Now that's a secretion from the pituitary gland.
Finding, yeah.
Pituitary gland.
Pituitary?
Pituitary pineal.
The third eye.
Third eye.
Yeah.
Okay, that sweetness is that secretion from that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm speaking of the pranic energy
Mm.
descending from all over.
Mm.
It is not that nectar.
Mm.
This is actually what happens is you are actually the body mind intake gets integrated with the universal energy.
Yeah.
Okay, you have physical structure.
Yeah.
So now that gets pumped in by the all of pranic energy
Right.
from all over.
So what is the experience?
What happens is that unbearable bliss spreading throughout.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know I will not no longer be able to function.
Right.
Okay, now I'm coming to a stage.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to.
So you just go into silence.
I just want to isolate myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I have put my papers by March.
Right.
I want to get out. I'll be less interacting with anything, spending time in bliss,
Mm.
doing some teaching,
Mm.
writing some books, and writing something for those who are seekers.
Yeah. That sounds beautiful.
So I'm seeing all these transitions each stage,
Yeah.
and it's not that I wanted this. This is how
Right. Yeah. Exactly. What would you say to somebody who comes through suffering? For you, it's been very clear, and it's like someone sitting up there and showering gifts. Take this now, take this now. But somebody who's suffering in life, like mentally, of course, these are all perceptions, because of conditioning. And what advice do you give? Is it just surrender? Which is a very
no, see
active state.
this suffering. There's a distinction between pain and suffering.
Pain and suffering.
Okay,
Yeah.
the pain is physical or psychological, momentary.
Yeah.
Suffering is prolonged,
Right.
continuation of recollection of that.
Mm.
Okay, now pain is there's no choice.
Yeah.
Pain is existential. We'll go to pain.
The physical pain.
Physical and psychological also. It can be psychological.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
But suffering will reduce or become optional
Mm.
after enlightenment.
Mm.
Okay. That's what enlightenment is about.
It becomes optional.
It's optional. It's not there.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens is now, I'm sure,
Mm.
any suffering will be only you'll be able to look at more objectively and you'll not get attached to that.
Mm.
Okay. But previously, yes, you were going through suffering.
The identification was strong.
The identification was strong.
Yeah.
So now the identification is weak.
It's superficial. Yeah.
Is superficial.
Mm.
So for your journey, that suffering was essential and a part of your journey.
Mm.
So it is not without the suffering, probably you'll not reach where you are today.
Mm. Yeah. So earlier there was and I didn't know. I wasn't looking for God or truth or anything. All I wanted was to be happy, to have peace. That is another word, anyway. So, but I had to go through suffering, through the experiences that I did. Exactly what I didn't want to do, because that black and white was very strong in my mind, that I must not cross this line. But somehow this Shakti arrived at that point, and I was thrown on the other side. I had no choice in it. Thrown on the other side, and then my life completely changed.
Obviously. But the suffering was required for you.
Suffering was required.
It's required.
Right.
Looking back is required, but going through it is not easy.
Yes, of course. Looking back, you say, "Oh wow, what a story!" Right? I can make a movie out of it or something.
Looking back, it is nothing.
No.
But while going through it, it's tough. But that's absolutely what was required for you at that point.
Right. Whose photograph is that?
That is Amritanandamai. We call him Amma.
Oh, that's Amma. Advaita. I've never seen her.
That's not
No. What happens?
Basically in a white saree.
No. What she's white saree.
Yeah.
On someday she takes. Someday people decorate her with this
As a goddess.
as mother, and then she gives her darshan as a mother.
I see. Yeah.
That is the time the photo was taken.
I've met her once. She comes to London every year.
Okay. Actually, last week I was there with her. Last week, Saturday, Sunday I was there.
Right.
I went Kerala, her ashram.
Okay. Do you also come to London, Prabhuji?
Except London, I have visited all many places: Europe, UK, Australia, no, Australia. Actually, London, I have made it twice visa, and both time I could not go. My office work got changed.
Okay. So now you must come before you completely retire from life. But you will be teaching.
I'm
You will
teaching.
come to teach.
My teaching will grow. My
Teaching.
teaching will grow. What's happening is I'm retiring for my students.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
they need me more.
Yeah.
They seek me. They when they plead me. Okay, I'm not able to give time to them. So now I want to give more time to
Yeah.
students.
Yeah. And your satsangs will be mostly at your home.
Satsangs will be home. Then I want to streamline the satsangs, create a sort of what you call this university.
Yeah.
Okay, which people can reach out. This is what my retirement is about. Job cutout.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a plan, and somehow that's what we were talking about yesterday. When the personal will is dropped, the divine will and the personal will becomes one.
One.
And then there is nothing to plan. I mean, whatever you plan is exactly what's going to happen.
That's right.
anyway,
That's right.
right? It becomes just that's how all these sages when they without having anything, the ashrams are being built, poor are being fed. No, you don't have to worry where the money is going to come. You don't have to worry about anything. It just comes. That's it.
I'm just getting dropped from the society,
Yeah.
focusing more on teaching. This is my second phase of spiritual this thing. Now it's giving back.
Yeah. I read somewhere and I quite agreed with that. It's like the more you find yourself, the more people will be dropped from life, from society.
And
Yeah.
different types of people come to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, to tell you frankly, none of my relatives are relatives.
Yeah.
Okay. Only spiritual seekers and my students are my relatives.
Yeah.
My house will be always with them.
Yeah.
And my relatives can't
Understood.
communicate with me. They can't understand. There's no communication takes place.
No. Yeah. I guess that's
How's
spiritual
your,
family.
what's your wife and daughter?
They are also very evolved. They are also similar to me. My children don't understand, don't have this experience, but they are always peaceful and blissful. My wife understands this journey very well. She's also very evolved.
That's beautiful.
No conflict within home.
Which is great.
Yeah, which is great.
You need that
Won't
to
be so.
be able to do your work, whatever it
No, that's not condition. This is all circumstance.
Mm.
Anything in your life that is adverse or positive is a gift from God. We think something is adversarial, something is difficult. No, it's a boon. It's a gift.
It's an opportunity.
Opportunity. We don't know what is in store for us. We have a nice family or a adverse family. Everything is grace.
Yeah. When you're going through it, it can be horrible. But when you pass it and you look back, you join those dots,
Yeah.
it all makes sense.
Yes.
It all makes sense.
at the end of
Every person that has come into your life, every situation.
but the adversity, like you have a situation in life that you feel that, like with me, there was a situation that I didn't want, and then the more I didn't want it, the more it kept coming and kept coming and kept coming till it just got bigger and bigger.
Mhm.
And then I realized that whatever lesson is to be learned,
Yeah.
it's one should learn it, and then only I'll be able to
Absolutely.
get rid of or dissolve that.
Absolutely. That's how life is. The whole situation is that for it to learn acceptance. Understand acceptance means everything is a gift from God. The moment acceptance comes, those circumstances will drop. So I tell you, this is called universe. Universe is nothing but university, a place to learn. And learn what? Karmic lessons. Okay? To be free from karmic lessons. That's why it's a university. Now, unfortunately, in this university, there's no syllabus. Okay, the tests are given first, and you learn the lessons later.
Yeah.
After learning this, oh, this was the test you'll see.
It's like we used to get a surprise test.
Very
You know, they're gonna have a test.
Yeah, surprise.
Surprise test. You have to be prepared at every moment.
Yeah.
What shows up,
Such-
and be grateful.
It's always nice to look at life, sitting back, free from life.
Yeah.
But when you go through life, life can be very tough.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, people. I see people crying, going through suffering, knowing very well that they can be free from that.
Yeah. It's a beautiful university.
Yeah.
You must go for Prabhuji Satsang if you're here.
When do you
When
have?
do you have it, and how did you
Actually, I have a WhatsApp group. I don't know. You have WhatsApp,
Yes.
so you can plug into WhatsApp group. Okay, all my messages. See, I'm a this thing. My students will be posting something. Everybody is posting something. My message when I contact satsang, where I go, all those things, everything will be there. And I have one person, many people. One person called Gayatri, who is like my personal assistant. She will take care of my schedules, my meetings, my recording, my teachings, everything. She will take care. She'll be always in the know where I'm doing, where I am going, and what I'm doing. Actually, this is her request to ask me to record this. She takes care of all my recordings, puts into the net, takes care of publishing books and all those things. So I can put you in touch with her. You can connect with her, and also if you want, you can get to WhatsApp group, and also have a Facebook. Facebook is there, and the website is there.
But in that, it doesn't say where the satsangs are going to be.
No, no,
Because I was
that's because I have not given attention to this focus because I'm completely actually last 1 or 2 years, 1.5 years, I've never been in Bangalore. Most of the time I'm traveling. I'll be in multiple countries in multiple time zones. Okay, now again I'm going to Australia this month. Some business office work. So last 1.5 years it became very unpredictable. Okay, now it will get streamlined after March. But my students and all will know exactly where I am and what I'm doing through WhatsApp.
okay.
And that Facebook also, that website is there now.
Yeah.
That website I'm upgrading, it will gradually converting into a sort of spiritual university.
Okay. So maybe we should join the. My mother-in-law also lives here,
Ah,
so I come to Bangalore.
which language you speak? Which part of India are you from?
I'm Punjabi,
Punjabi.
so I speak Hindi, English, and a little bit of Punjabi. Punjabi, I don't get an opportunity, but I understand.
Mm.
And so my mother-in-law is Maharashtrian actually, but she's living here. She may move to Delhi. My mother is in Delhi. So I come to India once a year.
Okay.
Delhi, Bangalore, and Sapna lives here.
You are in Whitefield area?
So I think we'll take your leave and appreciate very much your time.
It was very nice to meet you. Okay, good that you
Really
came.
lovely. I'm really grateful. And glad you were in town and not in Australia.
I know. You were meant to
Not leave this behind.
So you have my number, that number
Yeah,
which you were calling me.
yeah, that's your number.
That's my number. So if you add me to your group,
1 minute.